Alright, I'm about an hour late at this point, but here and for some reason Stanley has some kind of skin shirt. That's certainly a way to start things off. But you know, at least that's the only glitch we've had so far tonight. You know, no crashes. Let's let's just hope that it stays at no crashes. Because you know, at least a skin shirt doesn't render the game unplayable. I'm also a little tired tonight, so I might, as much as I have late start, I'll probably just go until 3 a.m. Yeah, that gives us 2.5 hours. Actually, a little bit more because this is not quite night 12:30 yet. Well, actually, I think. Hmm. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just simply that Stanley's shirt is kind of close to the color of his skin. And it just kind of looked weird in the thumbnail. At least this time when Stanley's cooking, we've got a nice buffer so we don't end up, unable to eat much of anything because of the stove being broken. And if there's a fire again. It looks like he successfully cooked something. Thing is just burnt. But there's kind of another. There's kind of another aspect to this kind of another awkward aspect to the family tree, in that Stanley is a good fellow. In fact, he's the son of Pip and Dahlia Goodfellow. Dahlia also being the mother of Shelby. Oh, this is like. Yeah, he's simultaneously her half brother and her brother-in-law. Which just goes to show that we ended up with Shelby as the heir, we would have gone for a different dude. Or, you know, depending on what Shelby's into, it might not have been a dude at all. Because, you know, the Sims only lets its incest happen if it glitches out in such a way that it forgets that there was ever a blood relation. Or if you look at some of the glitches that have happened with The Sims 4, or in recent memory, sometimes it'll just let things happen in despite there being a blood relation. Okay, so the hotel made 170 simoleons. Oh, I actually made 265. Alright, so we should have... You can probably invest like 100 of that into the hotel, which literally is just enough to buy a couple more walls. Because, you know, walls are 70 simoleons. Let's see, is there anything that we want to pick up? And you know what, let's see if I'm investing the other 100 into, I guess, just making the exterior look not terrible. Because until we've got a baby on the way, maybe we don't really have any furniture that we're in desperate need of. Speaking of, maybe we should see about having another go at trying for baby before... I think today will probably be the day this week that Christina does her alchemy. You know, that... No, I think I can find a better... It's closer to the picture that I had. Yeah, that's close enough, I guess. We went a little... Cost a little bit more because we've got so many walls to cover. But this house post is shaping up a little bit. Like, yeah, we're below our 1,000 simoleon threshold. Oh, but you know, maybe we try for baby before we send these two off out on the town. Which does mean that we don't currently have anyone working the hotel counter. There with this shift. You can see, yeah, we're at the tail end of the graveyard shift, so... Though we are making good enough money that probably could... We probably could just about have the hotel run autonomously. But, you know, this is kind of something to help to have Stanley get out of the house on occasion so that he's not constantly trying to play fairy tricks that makes on his wife while she's trying to do her job. I was like, I think Stanley's just gonna be like a little late to work. And yeah, we'll have 3 days. Need to come up with any extra funds we need for the baby. Like from the moment that Christina is confirmed pregnant. Which, unlike in The Sims 4, since there's no pregnancy test in this game is never immediate. Like, it's always like X number of hours. I think usually, quite often, it tends to be the next day. But maybe I just as often tend to have my Sims try for baby at night. And so that's just the way the X number of hours shake out, is that they don't find out until the morning after. So I didn't hear any chimes. Actually, let me check my Woohooer settings so I need to make sure that that's not doing anything weird. Here to the odds. Nope. No, odds are completely normal. Oh, you know, we basically just rolled a 1 on a d4 twice. So now Stanley needs to go operate the front desk of the hotel because as we don't have anyone else set to do that. And then Tina needs to head over to the alchemy shop to do her requisite 5 hours of alchemy. Eight for the week. And then she'll go back home and start fishing. Or maybe we could even send her off to one of the fishing spots around town. Since she'll be out and about anyway. Christina's also 4 days away from becoming being an adult. You never know, maybe she's just too close to her next age up. Because I think it's a thing that like Sims can't age up while they're pregnant, so maybe there's there's a certain buffer where Sims can't get pregnant if they're too close to also aging up, even if they're not aging up to elder. So we can turn that little image off. Hey, Quentin's here. As is Katrina. But both of the original Wilkes siblings just happened to stop by. Hey, the alchemy shop at this exact time. Alright, so I guess I'll just have her do alchemy until 5. Well, let's see, when does Stanley's 2 shifts end? And 1 a.m. He basically works the front desk all day until the graveyard shift. Yeah, can pretty much just keep even Christina researching until she runs out of things to research. She doesn't get a curse again. And she's getting enough of practice and from researching that she might hit the next level before she even runs out of research options. She's almost at 5th. She's almost at level 5. And that's gonna allow her to research all of the 5th level options. So she does want to create 10 elixirs. Which, the more she gains skill, the less likely it will be that she'll be cursed again, so... we can just keep at this until 5 p.m. in game. And then we don't have to worry about doing alchemy stuff until all the next in-game week begins. Probably gonna have to extend that to 6 just to make sure, since she had to pee. She also stinks now, so she's probably gonna have to take a shower as soon as she gets home. That's probably enough research for right now. I think she's still like a level and a half of the skill away from getting the kinds of elixirs that she would most want. And of course, it takes another like 2 hours. Let's get over here. So, don't know how much fishing she's gonna get done today. But you know, at least since we have the hotel now. Well, that's kind of a downer for the hotel guests. Having someone just kind of keel over. Or in front of the hotel. Although, yeah, at least it was an old age death, though, so it wasn't as traumatizing as it could have been. Yeah, if it had been something, if it had been something, you know, a bit more gruesome, you would expect a full-on haunting. Since, you know, this would be, you know, something or someone at this location would have been responsible for meeting her demise. But it was just simply age. Which, I mean, honestly, that's one of the few downsides that I can really see with Nira's story progression, is that it has pretty much no system for unnatural deaths. Maybe once we have some walls built up, the next thing we should invest in, and for those places, a stereo. Currently a 1.5-star hotel. Right, so they want firewalk, hog pit, a gym, a hot tub. But snacks, a gym, better decorations, and a gym. Yeah, looks like a lot of people asking for gym equipment at this place. I guess once we have, the building, that should be one of our big priorities is adding on a gym somewhere.
Large!
Right now, waiting for 1 a.m. to hit so that Stanley can head home. And then tomorrow will probably look fairly similar with just like... Alright, it's 1 a.m. so the other guy should be taking over now. And 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. so he should be here. Yep, there he is. It kind of appears. There's from like behind that building. And now Stanley can go get some sleep. And we can do roughly the same thing tomorrow. Oh, we've got even more seeds now. Because the random seeds have been fired again. I've got another 170. Don't really need anything urgently for the house, but also we've only just gotten back over the 1040 threshold. I guess we'll just see about trying for baby again, and then send them both off to do their respective jobs. Still no sign of any chimes. No real strong indication of Personally, I don't think Stanley really has a good any good times to do something like that.
Oh, eat not up.
Huh, oh shoo.
The extra simoleons would have been nice, but we don't have anybody other than Stanley to manage the hotel, that cutting more into our profits, so because like we could just have Jonah manage the hotel full time, but then for one thing, Stanley would lose his an excuse to get out of the house on a regular basis. And we'd have to pay Jonah another.
Eat my goo.
Have to pay that guy another 25 simoleons a day.
Oh, dare not weeby.
Of course, a man should be a seed.
Oh, Yoshi. Ooh.
Like you got to your fridge by stepping over that seed. How is it a problem now? I guess maybe she went diagonally. Or Stanley didn't even get to eat. Also, you probably should have built the walls more like this. They went past the roof before. But you know, it only cost us a little bit of extra to correct the mistake. Stanley's just gonna have to eat when he gets home.
So.
And make sure that there's enough clear space. There's apparently a single seed being in the way. It can be a big problem. you know, at least Christina's getting quite good at fishing. But you know, since that was one of the few things she had to do for a while.
Ah, Boney, hey.
Of course she's gonna get pretty good at it.
Haha,
I think we probably want to prioritize giving the hotel all front desk some proper walls around it. That Stanley won't constantly be getting cold.
Means, dash do asta walla horn.
Bazme.
I think at least for today he's just gonna basically take a little bit of time off. Because he's in a real rough spot. So the front desk is also now being haunted. But yeah, since we've set to set the other guy to work the front desk until tomorrow morning, and he might as well just head home. He's just gonna go to sleep early.
Oh, whoa, haha, dude, I just.
Hey, at least we're making decent money with fishing.
Whoa, Flirty Glart.
It would be especially good if we could get this tragic clownfish. Well, first, which you know we caught one, so it's certainly possible to get them in these waters. As they've got right here. Just a matter of making it happen. You know, if we knew what kind of bait it would they like, then that would help things quite a bit. You know, unknown bait currently. Maybe tomorrow we have the bookstore and see if we can find a book that'll tell us what kind of bait to use. And since these opportunities are pretty reliably more valuable than and the fish that you need to get for them. Oh, we made more money somehow, even though we had the guy working longer. Guess maybe he just does a better job or something.
Dog, Shamo, Donsky, huh?
I would think if the game was blocking Christina from getting pregnant, it would also block her from trying for baby, because that usually happens when a sim can't get pregnant, so the trade for baby option just won't appear at all.
S2E, Nona. Saduga, La Boza?
We've got to pay a grand total of 28 simoleons in bills. Well, there's a chime. So if that's an actually reliable marker for her pregnancy, then our one baby has been conceived. Right, and it's past time. Stanley to be at the hotel, all to operate the front desk. I think we go ahead and pop one of these in somewhere. Guess the baby's just gonna have to be in here. Here for those first few in-game days. Because once a kid ages up to child age, you can just pop a bed down here and it'll be fine. The kids' room will just only have pretty much exactly enough room for the bed and nothing else. Because this entire houseboat is poorly planned. Maybe we just have Stanley do the morning shift and then have that other guy do the rest. Let's see, we got more money despite having more expenses. Alright, we're gonna send. I didn't even mean to. I'm planning on exiting the game right now. Just gonna send. And Christina off the bookstore, or so that she can pick up ideally a book on how to catch clownfish. Now that it's looking like we're gonna have another mouth to feed, it'll probably be a good idea to get some extra funds. Most of our funds just go, for food, just go into eggs. So Guild tragedy, and clownfish baiting techniques. Only fishing level required 2. And we're getting a bonus because they're also learning how to catch trout. Rather than just learning how to catch specifically the tragic clownfish. I guess if pregnancies do block aging up, then Christina's aging is gonna be a little bit wonky. But only by like a day or 2. Oh, in fact, she's already having morning sickness, just not in the morning. Tragic clownfish can be caught with watermelon. Now the question is, do we want to grow watermelon? Because I think we've got watermelon. Yep, we've got watermelon seed right here. But we need gardening level 5. I don't think... I don't think the rules say anything about using store-bought bait. So give me a moment to check that before I send it off on another trip out to the store. Okay, yeah. It only applies to cooked food that your Sims are eating. Like, theoretically, if you were doing something for an opportunity, you could even just buy store-bought ingredients for that. At no problem. I guess Christine's gonna make a trip out. When it's after the start of the other guy's shift, so we can send and Stanley back home after he cleans up this trash that somebody just left him from the hotel, such that the hotel exists. I keep tapping Q by accident. Guess I've just gotta be glad that it asked me if I want to save before quitting. Well, that's interesting. Like dropped off at the Zoom Sweeper test track to keep her from vomiting inside the taxi, just to not vomit. But, you know, in my experience, like even if it's not motion sickness related, nausea is generally worse, or is it in a car that's actively moving rather than in a car that's halted. So all right, so we have the one watermelon, just gotta make sure not to eat it. Yeah, or use it as an ingredient. And make sure that we use it as bait for the clownfish. And only as bait for the clownfish. And yeah, we can probably do the rolls. We'll probably just do the rolls once really we could probably just do the rolls for Generation 3 just about any time. Oh, interesting. We've got an opportunity to just have Stanley improve his logic skill. They could just take some time off, some of his time off, and do some, play some chess or something. And read a book on logic. Jimmy should probably let Christina vomit first, and then try and use a bait.
Woba Bixie!
Oh, interesting. She's seemingly just incapable of vomiting. She just kind of yells. But this time the nausea went away. Oh good, Stanley's just already handling the cooking. He is now Christina's busy with her fishing. She's ideally catching a tragic clownfish. And since we have the watermelon, I just hope that we don't have like multiple births. Yeah, because that would be horrible. Because first of all, we would have to pick one of them. When the nice thing about literally the nice thing about outrolling only one child for a generation is that you don't have to pick a child.
Ah, Voni, hey!
And we just straight don't have room for more than one kid in this house. Like we barely have room for the one that we know is coming, and of course Stanley has managed to start another fire.
Phoebe Lay!
But at least we've got a little bit more money this time. Oh, we got less. I think we actually got less money. No, I think we got about that much last time. I'm from the insurance company. Yeah, that's probably gonna impact. Like, we are probably not gonna get to pick any of this kid's traits. Oh, that's another thing that we should probably invest in, some light. Because this entire time we've not had a single light anywhere in this house. So I need to send somebody to the laundromat. But hey, at least we aren't without a stove. That's better than what happened with the previous fire in the other timeline. Seriously? Hey, Christina? You have actual cooking skills. How? How did you manage to do this bad of a job? And on top of that, the fire is spreading more than it did before. Well, actually, no, I think it's just simply spreading differently. Maybe because of the spots that are already burnt. I like that the firefighter just stood out there while we dealt with the fire. You know, doing her job. And, you know, could have been worse. Somebody could have died. We just, you know, lost pretty much all of our 1,000 simoleon buffer. So if we haven't, say, a third fire, we're probably gonna be back where we were in the other timeline. And that now she's just standing out there. She's trying to figure out there's still a fire happening. Oh, and of course, I think we might have to make a bit of an adjustment here. Maybe what we should have done with the funds that we got from I'm Stanley. Me moving in was to buy just like the all-in-one bathroom that I've been trying to get this entire time. You know, we can at least have the privacy of using this as a bathroom. The sink will still be outside though. This should be enough room for everyone to root around this room. I kind of thought that, you know, there would be enough room. Since but I guess since any part of the item footprint was in the way, it counts as being in the way. You know, hence why a single seed was able to stop Christina from using the oven earlier. The hotel made about 200 more simoleons. And now we can go back to trying to get this tragic clownfish. Now the situation's a bit more urgent on that opportunity. And see, we had to spend almost 1,000 simoleons and on replacing our stove twice in a single night. Right, we have confirmed pregnancy. Although for some reason the moodlet is not showing any text. So that's a fun new glitch. Just textless pregnancy moodlet. I mean, you know what? Let's go ahead and get to work rolling for generation and 3. Yeah, pull up. Of the document. I think I need to adjust the settings on the display for this stuff because some of it's kind of going off the screen. I'm also not seeing any specific options for text wrapping, so I think I've just got to adjust it manually in Notepad. I'll do that real quick, and then we can get our rolls going. Well, I've got some stuff managing to be a bit too long. Maybe I just shrink it down a little bit. Alright, so section A family structure. Roll between 1 and 15. And we got a 13, which is the shake up. A hybrid of the second chance and single with help roll. It works like a second chance with one partner being swapped out for another at some point during the generation, but either the first or second partner in the household cannot be romantically involved with your heir. Instead, they are a friend or relative. Okay, so basically that means that this kid is gonna start out in a couple and then break up / get divorced depending on whether they get married at all. And then we'll move in a friend or relative as help. Right, now so section B, number of children, which is a roll between 1 and 10. That we got a 2. So another single child. That kind of, which should make things relatively easily, especially if it's another female heir, because then heck, depending on how long partner needs to be in the household, we technically. At some point after you've had at least one child by the first partner slash spouse, that partner must go by any means. We're probably gonna be like a friend or a cousin that will be the help later on generation 3, after the birth of the first child. Now, section C, income. Gotta do 2 rolls. Alright, first one is a 55, which is unemployed. And 2 is a 51, which is job hopper. There's nobody in this household is going to have a stable career. Although maybe the child before, like, towards the end of the generation. Section D, generation goal. Also roll from 1 to 19. We got 14. Okay, so the number 14 is idle career. Your heir won't make much effort in his her career. Don't learn any skills, read any books, or do any opportunities for the career. If you rolled a career that will level its skill just by working at all, such as artist, you are allowed to earn only 2 levels per week for the required skill. If you roll the adventurer career, you're only allowed 2 travels per week. These restrictions apply only to your heir, not to other adults in their generation. I think we're going, in order to make that fair, we've pretty much gotta have it. Looks like I had a bit of a connectivity hiccup up there, so hopefully everything's fine. But in order for idle career to be fair with these career roles, we've gotta have the heir be the job hopper then. because you can't get much more of an idle career than not having a career. Or at all. And finally, for miscellaneous fun, the roll between 1 and 20, we got a 19, which is opposites attract / perfect match. This rule has 2 flavors. You only have to fulfill one. If we had scoring, we don't. You didn't surely get extra credit for fulfilling both. Mad respect. Opposites attract. Flavor A, opposites attract. Your heir may only procreate with sims who have a trait that conflicts with one or more of their own. For this role, it will be important for your sim to have a trait that can conflict with others. So in choosing their traits, you may want to keep this list of conflicting traits in mind. For flavor B, perfect match, your heir may only procreate with sims who share at least one of their own traits. For added fun, see if you can then make a big deal of that trait in your gameplay. And for both flavors, the restriction only applies to the heir and the sims that the heir will have children with during the course of the generation, so in roles such as single parent and with help, the helper is exempt. Reroll if your heir will not be continuing its line and through breeding. If you like, you may also reroll if you have stepchildren for family structure, since both roles narrow your heir's choice of a partner. We don't want to see your legacy continue. So this is looking to be a very interesting generation. And we should probably also think about names. Since we've got the first child of this, the second child of this playthrough that we actually get an opportunity to name. The first being Emery. So now I have actually adjusted the rules I use for naming, because I added the result of previously considered name, which is basically, if I had a name prepared that I didn't end up using, then. But we don't have any names prepared, so we can just ignore that possibility and roll between 1 and 4 twice. So if it's a boy, he'll have a name from the current US top 10, and as listed on behindthename.com, and actually one of those roles was for name of the day, so let's pull up behindthename.com because we need it for both of them.
On your mark, get set. We're riding on the internet, cyberspace, set free. Hello, virtual reality.
Interactive appetite, searching for a website, a window to the world, got to get online.
Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.
I'll call my capture on this scene still will mess up. I'm just gonna use my Roll20 capture. And I've got to readjust the cropping because I think because that doesn't carry over. Alright, so the name of the day is Sylvia, so we're going to be going for one of the top 10 if it's and for a boy name. Roll 10 and we got 5, so we've got either Sylvia or James. Which I'm also open to any suggestions from chat. Or if the baby's not born or in this episode, and you're watching this on YouTube, then feel free to post a comment with name suggestions. Oh, Stacy and Barbara are getting married. Well, they're engaged, but whether that will last or not, who knows? Stanley, you're supposed to be doing your job, dude. Okay, go. First I thought we were gonna have to go back to the supermarket, but we quote unquote lost the last piece of watermelon bait because it was eaten by this tragic clownfish. I get the feeling that this baby's probably going to be born before the end of this episode. Now, since we've got another hour left of the stream. This firefighter's still hanging out there. Just gonna reset her a little bit. Since she clearly glitched.
Ixbudaba.
Oh, now you're seeing that was a close call. Good job at extinguishing the fire before we could arrive. Be careful to not set fires in your house thing now. After you were hanging around outside our house literally all night.
Antenum?
Wait, hold on. He still needs to be working a little bit longer. You guys should be more careful next time. How about you get off my boat in a timely fashion next time?
Rude.
And so now just gotta fast forward a bit.
That's so. Dalina fue. Huh? So.
Alright, the end of Stanley's shift so he can just go home right after he gets done peeing himself.
Oh. Oh.
You know, at least we're back up to almost 1,000 simoleons. And he needs to shower and eat.
Hagalwa.
And tomorrow we absolutely need to send somebody to the laundromat. Because all this dirty laundry is kind of getting out of hand. And you know, being a never nude, he's just bathing in full wetsuit. Because you know that's totally gonna get you clean. You know, bathing in a swimwear outfit that is designed for keeping water from and getting to your skin. But to be fair, with the liquids that were going around, um, yeah, that's kind of not the biggest concern that Ernie would have had earlier. He's hoping for a son. Where did we just get 4 grand from? Okay, so it's not indicating that was any kind of the random event. I'm gonna assume that was an inheritance from like a friend. But at the same time, not saying when suddenly we're back. What? What even just happened? Did I just hallucinate that we got a whole bunch of money, or... Yeah, something weird just happened. Like, I swear it just said that we got like 4 grand. At least they're both eager to have this child. I'm not saying that following sons of inherited items from Quentin Wilkes, Barbara, Shelby, Eileen, Christina, and Emery. But it looks like perhaps she just got, like, counting for those who cannot and Baron Graf van Gold. Just shame that that's looking like Quentin might not last to see his first grandchild. Because I think he and Christine's the first of his children to procreate, so it might just be, great Aunt Katrina taking the role of grandparent. And even then, her relationship with Christine is rather distant. And so how often she's gonna actually see the kid, and who knows? I think maybe I might have the inheritance feature turned off for the active household. And so that that was just simply it tried to give me an inheritance from Quentin, and but because the feature is turned off, it registered the exchange of funds and then removed them.
Lampor Udabi. Lorn
Hmm?
Okla Imsta. Oh, Boxley. Hey. Avenue Way, huh? Waba. Oh, Sator. Hagley. Huh? Dog. Shit.
How about you head over to the hotel early? Hey, you better get back to work.
No, Whipsfoo. Swart, Arpsequay.
Roof. Mazil. Neefy Plobin.
Time for another day of working the front desk at the hotel. And you need to finish your cooking and do some fishing. Or she could cancel it immediately because her mood is too low. And the main thing they can really do anything about is like her surroundings and her low social need. Maybe she can unclog that toilet a bit too. Especially now that it's hailing outside, so not really good fishing weather. At least, at least Stanley has a roof to stand under. Or all he does his job. I might have to pull this thing back a little bit.
Ah, Susu. Ochiba.
'Cause it looks like it's gonna be, this wall's gonna be right up against it if we don't pull it out any. Okay, so we've either got to extend the wall further or move the counter back.
Yoranka.
Oh yeah, and I still have not sent anyone to the laundromat, so maybe I should just do that real quick. You know, since it's not good weather for, standing outside fishing, I think this is a great opportunity to send Christina off to do the laundry. Oh, there goes Quentin. And it said he didn't have much time left. It really meant it, I guess.
Chihuahua choo-choo.
Really? That child is somehow in the way? Sitting right there?
Woba Pixie! Fagini! To Garsha! Oh, Phoebe Lay!
Alright, it's time for Stanley to head home because it's about 3 hours after his shift ended. No, don't start harassing this random child. Like, yeah, I know you're upset, but don't take it out on Augustina Ina Moldano for no reason.
Spirgle Stombody. Dronga Situbda Baluzu. Frida. Mache. Uh-huh. Gersh, you bug.
But yeah, at least you should have like another full day of pregnancy left, so she's not gonna just like go into labor at the laundromat. Well, she probably won't. Yeah, this is the first time we've actually had. I guess it's technically not the first time that we've had a pregnant sim in the household. Just, it's the first time we've had a pregnant sim in the household that was pregnant under normal circumstances. Because, you know, Quentin did technically get pregnant. It was just through, you know, having an alien inserted into him. Oh, and Jules MacDuff also died. Wait, what? What relationship did she even have with Jules MacDuff? Because it's not a family member as far as I can tell. That was just some guy. He's like, like the MacDuffs are the other werewolf family in town. But Christina gets her heritage from the wolves. No, it's not the MacDuffs. Alright, so the baby will probably be born sometime this in-game day. Just to be safe, I'm gonna make another save. Stanley's the first one to wake. Which makes sense, he was the first one to go to bed. And And so you could probably head over to the hotel all early. Or not. He could also, you know, drive his wife to the hospital right now.
Wonderful.
Okay, good. They're doing the thing. Yeah, the hotel's just getting more and more profitable even without any modifications. And so that's interesting.
Exo sting pagosi.
Yeah, it looks like he might be a little late to his shift after the hotel. And it's a baby boy. I believe the name that we settled on was James. James it is. It's just the one, so and we have our heir because we've only this and Next Generation are both only having one child each.
Stigmadron. Ignarcy.
And looks like this kid did not inherit his father's magical genetics. Might have the elf here, so and we'll have to wait and see on that front.
Axion. Abligate. Ablanzek.
No, you're not joining the political career. In fact, you need to go do your job. You know, you're late to do that because, you know, you were taking your wife to the hospital so she could give birth to your son. And I guess I was right on on having the birth happen before the end of tonight's stream. Also, Christina's birthday, but we're also we're not getting a cake, so honestly, that's kind of gonna be the sad part. One of the many sad parts of this kid's childhood is that he's never going to get a birthday cake until he ages up into an adult. Not even a young adult, but an adult. Well, because this game has no options for baking a birthday cake, so the entire family's just gonna go without. Yeah, James is just a normal human. Like literally the weirdest thing about his genetics is probably gonna be he might have elf ears. And yeah, we won't know. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Like, since it's not even anyone in the household that died.
Opachinum.
Which at least some of James's grandparents are still around. Granted, they're mostly still around because they're fairies. And so they have an extended lifespan. Oh, and Erica's still around. But, that's kind of to be expected. Since she's also a supernatural creature. She also has an extended lifespan, just not to the extent that the fairies do.
Yes, Subiduaka.
Uh, she's got a few days. James is a baby. Is it? Now this generation is just gonna last until this kid it becomes a young adult. There I thought that was gonna be Christina aging up. Now it's just her freaking out about the full moon. Oh, Barbara and her and Stacy are having a baby. But there's a 50% chance it'll be a ghost baby. He's and Stacy win as a ghost. Alright, we've gotta find time for Christina to do her 5 hours of alchemy and for Stanley to do another 5 hours of video gaming this week. Since it's Sunday.
Oh, Herbie Condaway.
Uh, I give the kid his bottle.
Deadly hot. Oh, Lucy. Unino. Shut up, Papa.
Yeah, these two pretty much are not gonna get full night's sleep until all this kid is aged up to a child. Then he can move down to the room that's currently being used as a bathroom. And we can move the stuff in the bathroom back up here. Oh, apparently Shelby was also pregnant. So now that Quentin's now he's getting just grandkids all over the place. But hey, they'll be good candidates for the help to move into the household after James's inevitable divorce.
Oh. Oh.
No, no. Ah, good. Color? Right.
Because I was kind of
Desapweb.
I was kind of thinking, cousin, since he doesn't have not gonna have any siblings. He needs to fill that role. Time for Stanley to head off to work. And then maybe once he gets back, we can send Christina off to do her alchemy. Don't distract your one employee here for the front desk in his last few minutes of the shift.
Oh, Susul. Imba Weems.
Now, now we're getting new newspapers because
Kada. Oh, Nubu. Gergipsy on Nubu.
as we cleaned off all the old ones that were there.
Babaloo.
Oh, Bobble Yorba. Banda.
Nobugaba.
You might want to start building.
Ixbudaba.
Now that it's snowing, we should probably build a proper building around front desk. Okay, it took most of our funds, but we've managed to do it. And we don't want Stanley to freeze to death. And it doesn't have a floor. I should probably give it like a. I think there are some floors that are free. Yeah, just basic wood floors. So just to make sure that that doesn't cause it to be like counted as being outside. Oh, apparently Emery got. Guess Emery got a gift from his mom at some point or something.
Maybe Riggets, Cheshin.
You can see he's suddenly got to, you know, a spaceship.
Dazdo. Fella Hobla
What he's staying at his brother-in-law's hotel. Like this place is suddenly getting rather popular. Maybe now that maybe we just need to have an actual building. And it to get more people coming in. There's only a lot of people checking in. Oh, and you've got another death on the property. Like, it is a good thing that that the graves just can't get whisked away to the mausoleum, because this hotel would be super haunted with the number of old people that pass away here. Peanut Ivy just full on collapsed. Guess somebody was trying to build an igloo somewhere. There's not enough flat space for an igloo. There's apparently enough flat space here for an igloo. Just not wherever somebody else is building one. You know, these people moved on fast from them seeing an old lady keel over right there from their eyes. I guess, you know, technically animation-wise, she didn't keel over, she just kind of evaporated. Because The Sims 3 only saves like relatively graphic deaths for the like Sims that like burn to death, for instance. And like I think Sims 4 gets a bit more dramatic with it. by having them actually like keel over or something. Maybe I'm thinking of death by exertion or something, anything like that, because that's a thing in that game.
Oh, Tagsy Woba.
Wakadoony hurt.
Oh, Nububa.
Woba Bix.
Just got a few more in-game minutes before our Stanley can head home.
소리단 치파루.
Alright, that's it for Stanley's shift. Now if he can make his way through the crowd, he can head home. Gotta float all the way over there. He's genuinely just flying. And then he rode his bike across the beach. Always interesting when someone's just get their either modes of movement and switched around. And the waffles have spoiled. It's time for some mac and cheese. That will hopefully not set the house on fire, because we do not have the funds to replace the stove if that happens. But first, Christina's got a beat job.
Oh, wow,
I think we can override that save at this point.
Oh, see, Bodo.
Okay, good. No fire this time.
Kubaji. Oh, Ushunu. Oh, Lucy. Unino.
it looks like... Okay, it looks like upon aging up, Christina switched over to a slightly more reasonable outerwear outfit. Because at least this is something that looks like it's insulated, even though it's short-sleeved. Compared to that dress she was wearing that looked to be pretty much just like basic like layer of cotton, and some kind of like hoodie dress is definitely an improvement. And on the warmth front, alright, and Jamie McDuff's probably aged up. Yeah, maybe once this kid, maybe once these kids start to age up to children, we can start arranging play dates. Give James a fair chance to get to know his cousins.
So, equipment? Oh, but you with that.
Which I mean, yeah, we could have we could have a birthday party for him. I think the requirement for a good birthday party is just a sim ages up at some point during the party. Like we could potentially just, use Master Controller, for instance, to force an age up during the party. But, I guess that would be maybe a little cheap because, like, we're not spending the 30 simoleons on a birthday cake. Eggs that we weren't even gonna eat regardless. I mean, it's not that much different than just not aging up and just not waiting until the normal time the game has some automatically age up. Crystal Van Gold wants to know if Stanley Wilkes would like to go on a date. No.
Heaven shower.
Like, he's literally in his bedroom with his wife and his child.
Kusakika. Oh, Dubu yebe. Desa Subiduaka.
Yeah, I guess we don't have to have James just have an inevitable divorce. He's just cursed in some way. You know, there'll either be a divorce, a breakup before even reaching a divorce, or
Atrion. Evo David.
is it,
Huh. Exo
or you know, tragic death.
Ooh, Nabucco.
Right, Stanley, you need to go do your job at the hotel. Now's not the time. Name it for doing fairy tricks on children. Maybe I should find a way to get Stanley an enemy. Just so that he has someone to just unleash his urge to cast Chattering Teeth on.
Wagner!
Actually, one way that you know, James could end up being a single parent is for like him to get a girlfriend, have her move in, and then she gets pregnant, but decides after she gives birth that she doesn't want the child, and so she just leaves her child in Eldon James's care. Because, usually, first of all, in this scenario, it's not even a divorce, it's a breakup. But usually, in a divorce, first custody tends to favor the mother, but like, if the mom doesn't even want the kid, the courts shouldn't force her to keep them. Yeah, that's kind of just asking for child neglect. It looks like James will have at least one birthday next stream. Since it is 3 a.m., so it's time to save one last time and call it a night. So thank you to everyone who stopped by tonight. Next Sims 3 stream is planned for next Tuesday, and next stream in general is planned for Thursday with the Age of Wonders 4. Right, now that's saved. Gotta find somebody to raid real quick. I bet there are a few people in the Sims 3 category right now. Hmm. None really appeal to me, so maybe one of the other Sims categories. There's a few people doing Sims 2. And of course plenty in the Sims 4 category. I just gotta scroll through a little bit to find a good one. Let's give this person a raid.